Hello there. Good morning. So today I'm going to talk about the tendency many of us have to be in our heads and not connected to our hearts. So my first 20 years of life were exclusively academic. It was all about studying and learning and regurgitating information and yes, thinking critically, but it was all in my head. The body was there to play soccer, and the heart was there to love your friends, maybe have a crush. But other than that, there was really no awareness or teaching on how to use your own intuition and how to learn to listen to the messages of your body, of your heart, and what I now understand as spiritual guidance as well. So I work with some men as clients, and with them in particular, especially the ones that have been trained for engineering or numbers-based analysis, it is remarkably difficult for them to let go of the thinking mind, the repetitive thoughts, the constant analytical, logical, solution-focused approach. They're looking for a recipe, like this, and that is going to become that. And it's challenging to let go of that narrative that is always guiding you towards a purpose, that is always having you look at every moving part in the picture. Because that part of your brain is actually going to inhibit a lot of your ability to receive intuitive, what sometimes are called downloads, but messages. And it's a little bit woven into our culture. If you think about phrases like follow your heart, trust your gut, they are there, but in these very small ways. But what's happening now is they're actually starting to, they being the system, I suppose, do scientific research studies and understanding that your heart has an electromagnetic force around it, that your heart and your intestines have cells in them that actually transmit messages to your thinking brain. So your heart and your gut actually do have the ability to analyze a situation and relay information to you, but it's just a totally different language than what your thoughts normally communicate to you. And so, for example, sometimes I have clients that come in with a lot of story. So they come in well, this happened and that happened and this is that, but I think this and it's logically that way. And I will just ask them to take a deep breath and tune into how they feel. And very often that creates just a blankness at first. So then I invite people to do different practices, such as deep breathing, sitting, doing one movement with one breath together, focusing on a visualization of being in a really relaxing environment and really taking the time to look around that environment and consider what's there. Because what that's doing is it's practicing and engaging your more abstract part of your mind. And you're learning how to create a more empty container, and then you're learning how to fill in that container with less of your projections and more of what you are able to receive from out there, whatever that means to you. So this is something I struggle with also, being that my brain was initially trained to be the analytical type as well. I admire people that are just always in tune with their heart. One of my best friends, I love that when I say, hey, do you want to do this thing or this event? Instead of saying, I'll think about it, she says, I'll feel about it. Check her out, Journey to Earth Wellness is her blog. But I think that really shows the necessity that we have to shift our whole society and our language and our way of being into a more heart-centered space. And sometimes that can sound very woo-woo and hippie-ish and, everything is peace and love. But no, it's actually acknowledging your heart as that part of yourself which deserves to be in charge. There's a phrase in sort of Vedic philosophy that goes something like, the mind is a wonderful servant, but not a great master. And so what all those practices of meditation and yoga and, there's so many, but what they're doing is they're stepping out of the thinking mind and deeper into the feeling experience. And so I invite each of you to just keep that in mind today on what can you feel about a situation instead of always thinking. Thank you.